My birthday party, I had an accidental one-night stand with Ethan, the boy next door I'd chased for 10 years. When I woke up, he was already getting dressed, looking down at me with cold disgust. This is a really cheap trick, Chloe. I looked at the glass of non-alcoholic juice on the nightstand. I didn't explain. I didn't argue. I just ignored the aching soreness in my body, went straight home, and completely cut off contact with him for 3 whole months. The next time I heard from him, his mother had dragged him to my house to ask for a favor. Our stubborn boy is finally ready to settle down. They're planning the engagement. Chloe, you majored in interior design, right? Can you help them renovate their new house? I froze in the kitchen, spilling the hot soup all over my hand. My mom happily patted my arm. Wait, did you two actually make it work? I always said my girl might not be the smartest, but she's definitely thick-skinned. You actually snatched Ethan. The atmosphere instantly turned awkward. Ethan's face went pitch black. Chloe, is it fun to spread rumors? Even if you lie and say we're having a baby, I will still never marry you. Both of our mothers froze. Mrs. Davis immediately apologized. What nonsense are you talking about? Chloe is a good, respectable girl. Stop acting like a jerk. She turned around and slapped Ethan's arm repeatedly. I took the opportunity to speak up. It's fine, Mrs. Davis, but I really can't help with the house. I looked down and gently touched my belly. I actually am pregnant, exactly 3 months. I smiled and added, but don't worry, all 3 of you. The baby isn't Ethan's. That one sentence felt like a sudden clap of thunder. Ethan kicked the chair next to him in a rage, gritting his teeth. Is it appropriate for you to make this kind of joke right now? Under my mom's shocked gaze, I brought out a bowl of chicken soup and sat down at the dining table. Looking at his furious face, I covered my lower abdomen, completely calm. I'm not joking. I am pregnant, and it really isn't yours. Then, I forced a polite, apologetic smile. I just found out a few days ago and haven't had the chance to tell everyone. I'm sorry, Mrs. Davis. You'll have to find someone else to design the house. I stirred my soup and said to my mom, I asked you to make chicken soup today because the doctor said the baby needs more nutrients. The air in the room froze. My mom's eyes welled with tears and she couldn't say a word. Sensing that things were going south, Mrs. Davis awkwardly laughed and dragged Ethan out of the house. Before he left, Ethan gave me a dark, unreadable look and spat out one last line. Even if it's true, I'll never take responsibility for it. The moment they left, my mom slammed her hand on the table. I know you've loved Ethan for 10 years, but even if you're angry that he's getting engaged, you can't ruin your own reputation like this. You haven't even had a boyfriend. Where would a baby come from? I pulled the ultrasound report from my pocket. The words, pregnancy 3 months, completely silenced her. She closed her eyes in defeat, then suddenly grabbed my wrist as if realizing something. I heard what he just said. He said even if it's true, he won't take responsibility. Did something happen between you two? Is this child his? I took a sip of the soup and said quietly, Mom, how many times do I have to say it? The baby really isn't Ethan's. My mom's hands shook with anger. Then tell me who the father is. I'm not against you dating. You're almost 30, and you always rejected the guys I set you up with. I thought you were set on Ethan forever. But you, she looked around and lowered her voice, but you went and got yourself pregnant without a husband. A wave of nausea hit my throat. I stood up and poured the soup down the drain. As she kept lecturing, I said helplessly, I'll tell you more when the pregnancy is stable. He knows about the baby, and he's willing to take responsibility. My mom followed me, her face full of frustration. Take responsibility? How? Right now he says he will, but once you actually give birth, he'll run away.